Hi, welcome to PhoneArena. Today we're taking a second look at the Dell Streak. Now we've already reviewed this Streak a couple of months ago, but since its Android 2.2 update, it's received a host of very cool features that we feel warrant a second look. The main feature included is Dell Stage UI. This user interface is applied to the future lineup of Dell Android handsets as seen at CES 2011. So the fact we get a sneak preview of it with the Dell Streak is a pretty cool thing indeed. So let's take a closer look at A, Dell Stage UI, and B, all the changes made under the hood. Dell Stage allows you to intersperse your own personal Android widgets with Dell Stage UI. The Dell Stage widgets all take up an entire home screen and sit seamlessly with the Android widgets. To browse through your home screens, you can either do it in standard Android fashion, or you can simply swipe along the bottom of the screen, where this little bar will appear out of nowhere and make your life a lot easier, enabling you to fly through from left to right with a single swipe. As for widgets themselves, they include contacts, a music player, gallery, which will take you straight to your gallery if you click a photo, email, your home, which will display the last 9 applications open as well as the weather. We can get rid of any of the Dell Stage widgets, which is lovely, which means they're not as hardwired into your system as, say, Motorola's Moto Blur or Sony Ericsson's Timescape. We can add new widgets such as our Twitter widget, for example. And all the links are accessible in the Twitter widget, although it is a little bit small. There are a couple of other widgets, but none that are going to blow your mind. And this is really the main thing about Dell Streak, which is quite nice because, as you can see, for the most part, it does leave Android alone. You still have your pull-up menu. You have a pull-up menu and a notifications tab, and it doesn't play with a formula that works. As for the Streak itself, it's seen some very cool improvements with the 2.2 update. Firstly, web browsing is much better. It's smoother overall, and the flash support really doesn't hurt. It really does bring the Streak from an archaic device at its release right through to the present day units, as the specs are matched quite similarly with the line of Dell devices such as the Venue coming out in the near future. Other improvements include HD video capture on the camera, which was prior restricted to 480 by to VGA resolution, and in addition to that you can view the Streak in landscape or portrait mode, which is absolutely brilliant. Finally, the other huge improvement is the keyboard. Out of the box, you have swipe keyboard on board, so you can do a range of things with swipe that make typing easier. This is a huge improvement over the keyboard on the original Dell Streak 1.6 version, as that was one of our main gripes with it. In turn, we can safely say Dell have made some leaps and bounds over the original. We like Dell Stage. It doesn't overcomplicate things. All it does is add a host of cool widgets on top of the Android experience, as well as a really neat swipe it bar at the bottom that lets you go from far left to far right in a more intuitive way than swiping across each page. That's it. It doesn't force you to use any Facebook integration, and it doesn't force you to do things in a certain way, as you can intersperse your widgets amongst the Dell Stage widgets. This makes us prefer it, really, over the Android overlays from Motorola and Sony Ericsson, for example, in the form of Moto Blur and Timescape. So, while Dell Stage gets a thumbs up, how does the Dell Streak do? Well, as you can expect, with Dell Stage on board, that's immediately a pretty cool thing, especially considering the old UI the Dell Streak had. More to the point though, with all the improvements to the Android 2.2 over 1.6 coming like a tidal wave, it really does make the Streak a pleasure to use. the ability to view in portrait and landscape, and the improved speed across the whole of the device just makes it an absolute pleasure to use.